What about the document, safely hidden where no one would think to look for it? She thought about Caroline, who must be 12 now, probably too old for stories about jade emperors. And she thought about justice, not the kind that comes from courts and lawyers, but the kind that comes from truth finally seeing daylight. Outside her window, Roosevelt Tower caught the last rays of the setting sun, its windows now dark and reflective as mirrors. Margaret watched as lights began to flick on in the penthouse floors, creating a constellation of artificial stars against the darkening sky. She had just finished writing the final character when there was another knock at her door. Expecting Sarah returning for her evening medication check, Margaret called out, "Come in!" But it wasn't Sarah who stepped into her room. It was Caroline Roosevelt. The girl, no, young woman now, stood in the doorway, her designer clothes oddly out of place against Sunset Gardens' worn carpet and faded walls. She looked so much like her mother had at that age that for a moment, Margaret felt time slip sideways, as if the past 3 years had been nothing but a bad dream. "Mrs. Chen," Caroline said, her voice trembling slightly, "I need your help." And with those words, dear reader, everything changed. But perhaps we should save that part of the story for another time. After all, some secrets are best revealed slowly, like the petals of a flower opening to morning light. Margaret carefully folded her letter and placed it in her drawer. Whatever Caroline was about to say would either change everything or change nothing. Either way, the truth had already been set in motion, like a stone rolling down a mountainside, slow at first, but gathering speed with every turn. The story of the forgotten elder and the billionaire family's dark secret was about to begin its real journey. And no one, not even Margaret Chen herself, could predict where it would end. Caroline Roosevelt's appearance in Sunset Gardens sent ripples through the institution's stagnant air. The young heiress looked out of place among the worn furniture and faded walls, like a tropical bird that had accidentally flown into a storage unit. But it was her eyes that caught Margaret's attention. They held the same haunted look that Margaret had seen in Beatrice's eyes that fateful night in 2021. "They lied to me," Caroline said without preamble, perching on the edge of Margaret's bed as if afraid to fully commit to sitting in such a modest room. "They told me you'd retired to Taiwan, that you wanted to reconnect with